Hello everyone, welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. Today's video is going to be episode 16 in our home renovation series that we've been filming. If you are new here, be sure that you go back and watch the previous videos on my channel, see the process that we went through to get to this fixer-upper, and then the process that we went through to renovate this entire house. And we are still working on renovating this house. We've got a lot of projects ahead of us, so be sure that you're subscribed so that you can continue to follow along on our journey. And at the beginning of this video, you guys are going to get to see us prep the back porch for paint. We get it all ready to go, and then we end up taking it all down because we decide that we are not going to paint the house. So if you guys want to see why we are not going to paint the house and what we're going to be doing, then stay tuned. You'll find out here in a couple minutes further on into the video. So we'll just get right into it. I hope that you guys enjoy episode 16, and I'll see you back in a couple of minutes to explain why we are not painting the house. So today we're finally going to start trying to paint the outside of this house. We're going to start back here at the back porch. Yesterday I went to Lowe's and I got us enough paint to get us started. We ended up going with fawn brindle. That's going to be the main color on the exterior of the house. So our house is stucco. It needs a really good paint on it. It's really hot here in Arizona. Paint guy at Lowe's recommended getting the Valspar Duramax High Hiding Paint and Primer All Weather Adhesion, and this is the Flex Shield 365 year-round resistant. I can't remember exactly how he explained it, but basically he said this paint doesn't crack, it's great for stucco, and we did get it in the flat. Everyone recommends that you get the main color of your house in flat. Duramax paint is quite pricey at $177 per bucket of this paint, and I'm going with kind of a non-traditional accent color on the house. I'm going with black. I got this idea from photos that I saw of this beautiful Arizona house on Pinterest. This isn't going to exactly look like that, but it's where I got the inspiration from. So the black that I chose was tricorn black, and I ended up getting this in a flat because I'm going to be using it on the posts on the back porch, and I didn't want the posts to be very shiny. Possibly doing wood on the ceiling on the back porch. We've got that wooden bar, we've got another wood area, the wood pergola on the front of the house, and I went with this teak transparent timber oil from Thompson's Water Seal, and then I had to grab some Valspar all-in-one wood prep just so that we can prep some of this older wood, kind of get off the old stains and stuff. You think you're ready to paint this whole entire house, babe?
No.
No?
Nope. But
oh my goodness, it's gonna be a job. We're just trying to figure out what the price of putting boards up on the top is gonna be. And these posts right here are the ones that I think I'm gonna be painting black.
Is lay the plastic out, take some 2x4 or something and lay it along there.
Because I'm gonna have to get a paintbrush and do
that
here
on the strip.
at the edge.
And I'll just get down as much as I can like this with a sprayer.
What about this big crack that runs all the way along here? Is that just the paint? Okay, first step, we're gonna have to tape and plastic the doors, the windows, basically everything that's not the walls. It's thundering and lightning in the distance. We've got rain clouds all around us, hoping that it starts raining, and I'm glad we decided to start painting underneath the porch. That way we don't have to worry about it. Okay, well, change of plans. We just ripped down all of that hard work that we just did. All the plastic, not quite, and we're putting the couch back and everything. I'll explain in a minute what happened. Okay, we finally got a thunderstorm coming this way. Okay, so now I'm going to explain why in the world we aren't painting the house. This house is an older home. It's stucco on the outside, and also we're in southern Arizona where the sun is very hot most of the year, and on the areas of the house where the sun beats the most and the hottest, there's a lot of wear and tear on the stucco, a lot of cracks. There would be a lot of patching and scraping that we would have to do. And we thought that we could do this ourselves, even though we realized it was a lot of work to prep this house and then paint it all. My husband can explain this better than I can, and I wish he was here today to explain it to the camera. But basically the house is not just all solid smeared stucco. It's got like cracks about this wide every couple feet, just to kind of give you a background on the exterior of the house and what we're dealing with. So now let's go back to, we had just gotten the back porch all taped up, we had it prepped, we were ready to start painting, and then our contractor texted us and said he was going to be able to stop by the house in a couple of minutes and look at these sliding doors here in the kitchen that he was going to turn into a window for us. After he made a list of the supplies he needed, my husband started talking to him about how we were getting ready to paint the house, and then the contractor started walking around the outside of our house and looking really closely at the exterior, pointing out stuff to my husband, telling him what a job this house was going to be to prep because there was so many spots that needed to be restuccoed and scraped. He was basically telling us it was going to be a huge job, and he told us what this house really needed was to be restuccoed on the whole exterior instead of just painted. Paint was not really going to be a long-term fix for this older home. So he started telling us about this product called Total Wall. It comes in a lot of different colors that you can choose from. Once you choose your color and you have the product, then he would bring in a team of guys and they would put it onto the house. Basically, they would just smear that on the entire exterior of the house, so there would be no more of those big cracks every couple feet that the house has, and it would just be a huge, amazing upgrade for the exterior of this house. It would be a long-term option that's going to give value to the house, whereas just trying to patch things and paint over it is just not as much of a long-term option. So stay tuned to see all of that happen to the exterior of the house. And now I'm gonna quit talking. You guys are probably sick of hearing me talk. You're watching this video to see the home renovation. So let's get right back into all the projects. So a few weeks ago, my husband laid this tile here in the laundry room and also in this little bathroom over here. And what we didn't realize when we laid it down is that we were supposed to seal the grout afterwards. And we have got a lot of dirt outside, and this is the door that we come in all the time, and we're realizing that the grout is starting to turn a little bit brown over here by the door. So we need to get this taken care of right away before it gets worse. I'm going to clean this floor, get it all scrubbed, and then my husband is going to seal all of this grout. Okay, Jalen is using this 511 sealer. You just have to use a little brush to brush it into the grout, and then you dry it with a white towel. Okay, I wanted to show you guys how the tile turned out. We are so happy with how it turned out. We were starting to get nervous because we had saw that brown grout, and we thought maybe we weren't going to be able to fix it, but with that cleaner I was able to get the grout all back to gray. There was no brown left, and that sealer went on great, and once it dried, it's been holding up really well. We're very happy with both of those products, so we would recommend. And now tomorrow when I go to town, I'm going to get a really big rug for right here at this back door. Later now, I've got my painting clothes back on, and I'm gonna see how many of these posts I can get painted today. Hopefully can get a lot done today because this porch has a ton of posts, as you guys can see. There actually is a total of 13 posts that come up all the way around this porch, so it's a lot to paint. Okay, I got all of these posts painted black, and I thought that I was only going to have to do one coat on these, but it's looking like I'm going to have to come back and do a second coat, so I'm going to start over there at the end of the porch and just work my way back around doing a second coat. And then I have to go up and do this beam and give that 2 coats as well. This is turning into an all-day project. So this black ceiling fan that I ordered for our master bedroom just came in the mail today, so we are going to install this tonight. I should say my husband's going to install this. This one has great reviews online. It was a very affordable price, so I'll be sure and put a link for it down below. When they did all the work on this ceiling and did the retexturing and everything, we had them leave this one wire sticking out here in the middle of the ceiling so that we could put a light fixture here or a fan. And I did get a fan without a light in it because we've got 4 can lights in this room that are on a dimmer, so we didn't need the fan to have a light in it.
96 and a half, 161 and a half.
Gonna hold it straight now.
Jalen just headed up into the attic. Do you need the tape measure?
And you go cut me a board 22 and a half.
22 and a half inches?
Yeah, and it needs to be a 2x4.
Do we have enough 2x4 left?
Yeah, like that white painted board that we painted cabinets on.
Yeah, there was only 2 left that we used for the...
Yeah, no, there's a whole nother one by the shop.
Okay. Here you go. 22 and a half inches.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna need those. Right? Can you climb up on the stool? I hope that's enough.
You want me to go get some more?
2, 3. No, it should be enough, right?
Don't you just love crawling through insulation? Ugh, it's all right now. The previous hole that they had for a fan was actually not in the center of the room, so we had to remeasure. He just re-drilled the hole that's dead center in the middle of the room, pushed the wire through this hole, and now we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna patch that other hole. Is there 3 speeds?
Yeah, up and on the lowest.
Looks nice.
I like it. Keep the air moving.
Yeah, keep a nice breeze
nice
back
little
here
breeze.
going. Yeah, it looks really good. I like it. Okay, so it's day 2 of painting these porch posts, and I got all of them painted with a second coat as well, except I got 3 more that I still have to do a second coat on, and then I still have to paint this whole top beam as well. So I'm finally done with all of these posts. I got that second coat finished, and now I'm gonna start working on this top beam. But I had to go grab some tools first. I need a hammer, a drill, and then also a scraper, because on some places on this top beam, there's screws that need to be removed and nails, and also some peeling paint that I need to scrape. Okay, so I got the whole beam painted on one side. I have to paint the beam that starts here and comes all the way around to the other side of the porch, and it's got 3 sides that I need to paint. I don't have to paint the top, but all I got painted was this front side. Now I'm doing the bottom side, and I just have to do the outside, and then I'll be done. My back is killing me, but I'm getting so close to being done, and I'm loving how it's looking. I only ended up having to do 1 coat on this top beam. It looks so good, and now I'm just picturing what it's going to look like when we do the boards in the ceiling. I'm not sure how long that's going to be until we can do that, but it's going to look so good up against these black posts. And then it'll of course look way better when we get this house re-stuccoed and I do this bar area right here and stuff. But the plan is that I'm going to hang string lights all along the edge of this. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do that tonight because I still have to paint this side of that top beam. Okay, so last night I painted until 8 o'clock trying to get all of this done. And when I got down to here, I only had a couple of feet left to go, but I ran out of paint. So just had to stop, and I will grab some more paint in town tomorrow, but I wish that I could have just finished it. And I did start laying out my string lights here just to see if I would have enough to string up here on the top beam, but I'm not going to quite have enough. I do have 1 more box, but I think that I'm just going to order some of the like 40-foot long string lights. These are only the 20 feet long ones. That way I don't have to have so many solar panels up on the side of the house. These are my favorite string lights because they run off of a little solar panel. You don't have to plug them in. My plan is to string them up along this top beam, so stay tuned. Once I get the longer strand of string lights, I will definitely show you guys what those look like strung up here. Got our faucet, sink, and accessories in the mail, so I thought it'd be fun to end this video with a little unboxing, show you guys what we got and all of the details. I am so excited. This is like my dream sink and faucet setup, and the brand that we went with is Kraus. Their website has got so many beautiful sinks and faucets. It was so hard to just choose one. Okay, so let's unbox this faucet first. I'm really excited to see this in person. The faucet is inside of this black box. It's up here. I knew that I wanted to go with a matte black faucet, and I ended up deciding to go with this coil design. This one's called the Bolden Single Handle Commercial Kitchen Faucet. This would be the nozzle end that would connect right here, so you can pull it out to hose out your sink, and then it will clip right back in here. It's just a beautiful dream faucet. I cannot wait to get this thing installed in the kitchen, and it is amazing quality. You can tell just how high quality it is just by handling the different pieces. I'm just holding it here above my sink so that I can dream about one day when it's going to be above my sink. Our countertop keeps getting delayed because we keep having to spend the money for the countertop, and now that we're going to have to put this total wall on the outside of the house, it might be another 2 months before we get new countertop, and I can't install the sink and the faucet until we get the new countertop. So it's killing me to have these beautiful pieces and not be able to install them. Okay, so there is the faucet that we got, and now I'm gonna unbox our sink and show you that because it is a workstation sink, which is going to be so amazing. I've got some different accessories to show you guys that are gonna be compatible with the workstation sink. Okay, so our beast of a sink is inside this giant box. It's a 32-inch undermount workstation sink bowl stainless steel kitchen sink. So it is stainless steel, and it is the workstation sink, so it comes with all of these accessories here. I could not decide if I wanted to go with a farmhouse sink or an undermount sink. I just ultimately went with the stainless steel undermount because I think it will be the most practical for us. Here is the cutting board that comes with the undermount sink. It's got all your care and cleaning instructions for this cutting board. Your mounting hardware for undermount installation. And here is that awesome black roll-up dish drying mat. Okay, now it's time to reveal the sink. This thing is huge. It's going to be so amazing. Here is the dish rack that goes on the bottom of the sink, and we will pull back some of this black cloth to unveil the beautiful sink. Okay, here's a peek at this gorgeous stainless steel sink. I mean, look at that shine. And then right here, they've got the Kraus label in the sink. This is where your drain would be. I like that it's over to the side like this. And then I've got all of this space for washing dishes. This is the type of sink that I love. I love a huge, deep sink. I don't like sinks that have dividers. We had a great big sink like this at the rental, and I loved it so much more than my sinks that I've had with dividers. Okay, so this is their stainless steel colander, and this is why I chose the workstation sink. Like, how awesome is that you can just set that on there, wash your fruit in here or your veggies. This is just going to be amazing. Okay, so next we have this accessories board, which sits right in that little notch. And then I chose one of their colander bowls, and then this will just fit right in there. I mean, this is just, I am just beyond excited, you guys. I just think that a workstation sink is genius, and I will have everything that I've showed you linked down below. If any of this excited you that you want to go and look at it and maybe purchase it for your kitchen. Kraus did send all of this over to us for our kitchen, which we are so grateful for. I cannot wait to show you guys what this all looks like once it is installed. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's home renovation video. As always, if you enjoyed it, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below, and be sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on so that you get notified every time that I upload a new video. As you realize, this last week I switched to a new schedule. I now upload on Tuesday mornings and Friday mornings, just so that I don't have to upload on the weekend. I can have the weekend off and spend it with my family. So I hope that you guys enjoy the new upload schedule, and I will see you in a couple of days on Tuesday with a brand new video. Thanks for watching. Bye.